Ninja selection sort. The mission. Tweets. Sorting, weird, edible, energizing, treats. Simply. All the potential candidates have collected sweets, and the candidate with the highest amount of sweets collected may enter Ninja Academy, where he or she will be able to learn the art of being a ninja. We now need to create a program where we can input the candidates' identification numbers 1 to 10 and the amount of sweets they collected and output the most sweets collected, and for this we will be using Delphi. Now, watch carefully. Firstly, we have our array of integers that we need to sort. Now, we are going to find the biggest integer with selection sort and make sure that it is the number that shows in the display box when we click the sort button. Now we have to go down our list looking at the first number and then see if there is anything smaller than the first one. If the first number is 4, then we look to see if there is anything smaller. If there is, then that number automatically gets moved to the front. This process carries on until there is no longer a number smaller than the first integer. You then move on to the second integer and follow the same process by checking if there is any number smaller than that integer. This selection will carry on until all the integers are rearranged from smallest to biggest. Once there is a single integer left with nothing smaller, that integer goes to the back, and we now have our integers sorted from the smallest to the highest amount. Once this is done, we output the last number, which will be the highest. We will now go to Delphi and create the code. What we'll have to do is add 4 buttons to our form. These will be named Input, Output, Sort, and Highest. After this, we will add a rich edit box. This will be renamed Red Display. Then we double-click on the Input button and scroll to the top. Above VAR, we assign sweets to array 1 to 10 of integer because we will be entering 10 numbers. Below Form, we assign A to sweets. Then we go back to our form and double-click on Input again so we can start our code. Below the VAR, K will be assigned to integer. Then we begin. We use a for loop and we say for K assigned to the value 1 to 10 do. This will lead us to our input box. This will be A of K assigned to string to int, open bracket, input box, another open bracket, number of sweets, enter a number, and EG16. This is going to be what will be displayed when our input box comes up. Then we double-click on the output. Here we are going to output the numbers in our red display box. Again we say VAR, K is assigned to integer. Now we begin our code. We will type reddisplay.clear so that nothing is shown in our box. We will do another for loop. For K assigned to the values 1 to 10 do. Another begin, and then reddisplay.line.add into string A of K. This will display all the numbers we have entered. We will now double click on the sort button. For this button there are 3 variables, P, K, and J, and they are all integers. In the sort button there are 2 loops, and the first is to compare the 2 elements. For example, in this one we use K and J. When K is 1, we use K plus 1 for J, so that when K is 1, J is 2, and so on. The first loop only goes up to 9, so that when K is 10, J doesn't go to 11 because that doesn't exist. The if-then statement is used to compare the first element with the second, as explained in the slideshow. The cab function below the begin number is used to show the sort from smallest to biggest, and the C is used as an extra third box to put all the extra numbers until they get sorted. The show message is to tell the user that the array is sorted. We will now go back to the form and double click on the highest button. This is to show the highest number. To clear the rich headed box, we will type in reddisplay.clear, and then to show the highest number, we say reddisplay.line.add into string A of 10, because this is where the highest number would be found. We will now play to see if it works. We'll input 10 random numbers, and the highest should be 187. We will now output these numbers as they are in random order. We'll now click sort to sort out the numbers, and the array is sorted. Now the highest number should be 1027. So this form works.